Hi, my name is Daniel Levy. I'm a senior at American University studying business with a specialization in entrepreneurship. I'm here today to present to you my business plan for reMEDy. So, reMEDy is a prescription pharmacy, a retail prescription pharmacy that will change the way consumers get their drugs by automating creating more efficient processes. So now on to the next slide. So on our industry review, some of the interesting trends that we found that push towards reMEDy is that there's high competition for skilled pharmacists. So this is obviously a huge thing because not only is there going to be more competition in the coming years for the label, but they're also incredibly high cost. Um, and then also 68.4% of all purchases in the industry are prescription drugs. That means when you go into CVS or you go into Rite Aid and you look around and they've got all these groceries that actually make up an incredibly small part of all of the revenue coming into their business. Also, 25.6% of all expenses are unrelated to prescription drug sales. So if you look at these all together, you really see two things coming at you. One is that there's really high overhead and labor costs. If you can get down labor costs or you can get down, the overhead costs, which is 25%, 25.6%, which goes into things like rent or electricity or so on and so forth. If you can get those down, you can create a niche for yourself. And one of the things about the retail pharmacy industry is that is that the is that it's such a high competition within the market that you're actually, if you can save 1 or 2% compared to the other pharmacies, you'll outclass them and be more competitive. So now, onto our problem statement, which is consumers who consistently fill prescriptions are often met with long wait times and poor experiences at traditional pharmacies accompanied by high prices. And obviously, this is what we hope to solve by creating reMEDy. So now, what is our product? What is reMEDy? I know I touched on it a little bit, but moving forward, reMEDy will use automated dispensing systems to automatically fill prescriptions. And so, one of the nice things about reMEDy is almost all of the technology required to operate this automated pharmacy is already out. So automated dispensing systems are already in use in hospitals, and there are state regulations, and we're doing research into that. And so far, what we found on terms of state regulations is extremely encouraging. Also, doctors will submit prescriptions either through an app or a web portal. So this is the ease of accessibility. So instead of calling into a pharmacy or faxing in a prescription, a doctor will simply go online, or they'll go on their phone and they'll go on an application. And this will also create safety for the system because doctors will automatically be validated through their license number. Also, patients will receive updates through text or notification system on their phone about the readiness of their prescription. Again, this is to discourage any waiting at the store. We want people to get in and get out with their medicine, and we want it to be the easiest transaction they've ever had. So we want them to know, okay, we have this medicine in stock. Okay, it's being filled now. Okay, it's ready for pickup. So that patients, are happy with the experience and it's quick and efficient. Now, also, consumers will interact with an automated point of sale system to retrieve their medicine. Again, this goes down to the automation. We want no as little staff in the stores as possible so that we cut down on our overhead and labor costs. So now, why did we arrive at this solution? Consumers are frustrated with pharmacies' poor service combined with high prices has created the need for disruption within the industry. I mean, I think that this is pretty clear if you talk to somebody or you look at any of the studies that JD Power has done. People are pretty disappointed with their experience. Also, automation of processes is the easiest way to standardize the consumer experience and create a better, more efficient experience for the consumer. Moving on, our revenue model. So consumers will purchase prescription drugs, which will generate all the revenue for the store. Again, this is a very simple model. All we have to pay is rent, potentially an incredibly small labor cost, startup costs, and electricity costs, and maintenance costs, as well as drug purchase costs. I know that might sound like a lot, but that's actually an incredibly small amount compared to what normal retail pharmacies like CVS or Rite Aid are paid. So now our total addressable market. So our total addressable market is 163 million people. This is found by calculating both the number of people living with chronic illnesses and people over 50 who are the most common users of prescription medicine. Now our target market for reMEDy are people between the ages of 18 to 35 who have chronic illnesses. And this is because they're both willing to use technology and consume and common users of prescription drugs. Moving on to our competition. As you can see, Good Neighbor Pharmacy, Walgreens, Rite Aid, and CVS are all some of the main players, as well as Health Mart, are all some of the main players in the industry. CVS and Rite Aid and Walgreens obviously being the main ones. But as you can see from this slide, there's some very poor consumer experiences at most of the large chain retail pharmacies. Thank you for joining me today. Again, my name is Daniel Levy, and this is reMEDy.